Hi, I'm Anna Bradsky, and today I'm going to be answering some questions and talking a bit about a super important role that we have as educators and how we can better support our English learners by recognizing their unique cultural and linguistic assets that they bring to our classroom, and how we can also build strong home and school connections. Um, so, Cultural influences on teaching and learning. These cultural influences shape how students approach learning, because some come from cultures that value more community and family, and they probably would like to work more in groups and with other people. And whereas like others might come from more individualized cultures where they focus more on individual achievement, and that's just what they prefer. So, understanding these differences can help us adapt our teaching so that students can feel more comfortable and connected in their learning. For cultural competence and English learner instruction, cultural competence is about understanding and respecting students' diverse backgrounds. It's not just about knowing what these backgrounds are, but it's about being respectful and understanding them. And it's for our English learners, we can recognize the richness of their experiences and their uniqueness and integrate them into our teachings. And this will just help those students and every student to feel valued, and just overall creating a more inclusive environment for everybody. For integrating cultural values in teaching, we can incorporate students' cultural values by using materials and lessons and things like that that might reflect their backgrounds. And this can be like using different cultural music or books or art, or celebrating different cultural holidays that not everybody might celebrate, but just kind of teaching all of our students about those too. We can also encourage our students to share a little bit about their family and their culture and family traditions and things like that. So they can know that their identity and where they come from is important, and we see it, and we see them, and it'll just help them feel not as isolated and overall help enrich our learning environment. Supporting the needs of English learners in the classroom, some strategies for responding to diverse needs, like using visual aids or hands-on activities and group work and stuff like that. And for our students with special needs, collaborating and talking with the special education teachers at the school, so that we know what proper accommodations that they need, and how we can make sure that they can be successful in our classroom. The role of social, emotional, and cultural needs. Understanding students' social and emotional needs is very important for creating a classroom where our students feel safe and supported. And this helps them focus and be engaged and connect with their learning process. And then for home and school connections, for family and community practices, the funds of knowledge, these families can bring very important and valuable knowledge and cultural practices that influence language learning. So by tapping into this funds of knowledge, we can better support our English learners, and especially those who speak a different language at home. For building these strong home school connections, regular and open communication is key. Having different ways of communicating, like email, phone call, class dojo, or things like that can, maybe not class dojo, but things like that can be super important, because we want to keep this open communication with our families, and giving translated materials and things like that so that families who speak another language can understand it better, and inviting families to participate in our classroom or school activities, and maybe other community events that celebrate cultural diversity. All of these things can strengthen our relationships with the families and help the families feel more engaged and help them feel needed in their child's education. Having this connection as well can help teachers learn more about their students because families can offer information that we might not know. So if we need to do certain things to help them feel better in the classroom, or if a kid's feeling anxious or misbehaving or sad or things like that, each kid might need different things to help them feel better, and families can kind of let us know about that as well. And we can also talk to them and let them know specific things that their child might need that they could incorporate and work with them at home, which is also very important because a child's education can be a lot more strengthened if the families are involved. So it's very important that we can build these school connections, homeschool connections, as much as possible. So, in conclusion, by adopting an asset-based approach and fostering culturally responsive teaching and in our lessons, we can ensure that all of our students, especially our English learners, feel supported and understood and valued and respected, and like they're a part of the classroom, so they don't feel isolated, because a lot of kids, if they have differences from a majority of the class, they might feel that sense of isolation and that they might not fit in. So just doing a lot of things that in our classroom that help them feel like they're being seen and that these differences are good and there's nothing that they need to feel scared or isolated about is so important. So I will be implementing all of these strategies into my classroom and my practicum and everything I've observed. I've witnessed this, all of these things, and overall just the certain things that we can do to celebrate diversity and help all of our children succeed and feel safe and needed. And overall, one of my main goals is creating this type of classroom environment where it's just positivity. So, thank you for listening.